from prospects is nobody's picking up my call, to the point that Eric and Jim were previously making. And they want their customers to trust that it's them, and frankly, just to answer their calls. So we're starting to tell the economic story of what happens when their answer rates go up as a result of branded calling.
That's so interesting. And so, Eric, how's all of this affected your investigation or informed your kind of research thesis on this topic?
That's right. I mean, this is important as we have preliminary data, but right now we don't have enough data to come up with definitive, defensible conclusions. And you probably heard this phrase before, data is the new oil. Well, we are drilling for data, and that data is just now beginning to be pooled to have meaning.
That's because this is all still new and customers are just starting to come online. We're working with our customers to have them provide us with the data so that we can have Eric mine. We think this is something they also want to do to prove the economic benefit. That's really a driving force.
Right. This goes back to the the problem that we talked about before, where 900 million calls are have no meaning to them. We know what customers would react to. You saw the slide before that showed that what the answer rates were, and that they would increase dramatically with name and logo and intent. And that's really kind of the key, providing more rich content so that they can trust the calls. And we know that with STIR/SHAKEN and other forms of authentication, our technology will be able to deliver information that the customer wants to be able to trust their calls. And we're quantifying one side of the issue. Eric's going to be able to help us, and tasked with figuring out what the economic then impact is, based on how valuable that call is to the enterprise or the call originator.
Yeah, it seems a lot more rich if you can bring together both the research data and these consumer insights. And I think this is probably a good point for us to transition into just talking a little bit about what you found in the consumer survey insights, which I know we talked a bit about in our first webinar. But can you and Jim, Shelley, give us a quick kind of rundown of those key metrics again, summarize those for us?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, we can see from what the consumers are saying that 8 to 10% would only answer with a number only, and that's today. So that tells you that 9 out of 10 calls don't get answered, but the rates really dramatically increase to 5x when the name appears with the phone number, and you can see that it goes up to 7 in 10 would then answer with both a name and a logo. So that's that's what we're actually starting to see as we deploy enterprise branded calling with the customers that Shelley's bringing online that we talked about before.
Yeah, customers inherently know this, but having the data is really going to make the difference. Because EBC is relatively new, they need to understand the scale. And our differentiator, as Jim points out, is combining the two views into an in-depth view for them.
Right. So you can see some of the the questions that we provided here that 76%, 3/4 said that I want my carrier to provide more call information so that I don't miss legitimate robocalls. That's a big challenge. Eric mentioned it before. There are legal robocalls like healthcare, school, medication updates, etc. Seeing a brand and logo on an incoming call helps me trust the call. Again, 2/3 there said absolutely agree, and overall 73% agreed that they'd be willing to answer a call if the caller ID displays the logo and the brand that they recognize. Again, we'll be updating the survey and the data soon to uncover any changes. Combining the consumer sentiment data with Eric's study is going to give us a holistic picture of the economic benefit of EBC, which will really be critical, and I think will be kind of thought leaders in this space once we can combine the two pieces of data together.